In this video I'm going to be canning some butter. I'm going to be using salted and unsalted. I like to have them mixed. So I've got 4 kilos, 2 of each. Now I'm also going to be using some recycled jars, and I do like the lug lids on these jars. Now these jars are pint size, so I will be processing them for 75 minutes. So I'm going to get this butter cut up and then I'll bring you along for the next step. So all the butter's cut up, and this is what 4 kilos of butter looks like. Now this is quite a big stock pot. And so now I'll put the heat on very slowly and stir continuously. You don't want it to burn down the bottom, guys, okay? And you do not want to boil it. You just bring it up to a little simmer and then it'll be ready to put into jars. Now I put my blocks of butter in the freezer as I buy them. Now I don't really wait for specials because I don't see many specials around here on butter. So I'll just buy 2 whenever I'm at the store, put them in the freezer, and when I have enough to do a few jars to can up, then I'll just take them out of the freezer. So some people ask me, well, why not just leave it in the freezer? Why melt it down and can it up into jars? Well, a few reasons. One is that I like to have it on the shelf. There is no refrigeration. If there's no electricity, everything in your fridge has to be used up. So it's convenient. If it's there, I don't have to run to the store. I suppose if you've got it in the fridge, you don't have to run to the store. But if you don't, I just like the fact that I can have it on my shelf for at least 5 years. And that's pretty good. I don't think you can leave it in your freezer for 5 years. So that's another reason. And I have canned it before, and I really liked it. And I do like the idea of having quite a few jars that I can just put away actually, and use it for when prices are going to go up, guys. They're going to continue to go up. It's part of the plan. So I'm just going to melt this down. I won't bore you with all the stirring, and then I'll bring you back for the next step. So here I've been stirring it and it's all melted. Now you'll see the milk solids on the top, and just stir them in. So it's almost ready. It's not quite come up to a simmer, but we're getting there. So just keep stirring the milk solids in. So it came up to a bit of a simmer, and I'm just about to fill up my jars. Now my jars are hot, the liquid's hot, and my canner is on standby with warm to hot water. So you don't want to put a cold jar in a hot canner. So I'm going to be filling these up to 1 inch headspace, and then I'll show you how I measure it. Okay. So to measure the 1 inch headspace, I've got my debubbler here. So I'll debubble. Then on this end, I'll measure my 1 inch headspace, and you can see I've still got plenty of room. So I'll add a bit more. I'll measure. A bit more still. You don't want it to boil over, so it's good to leave your 1 inch headspace. So that's 1 inch headspace. Okay? Maybe just a touch more. That'll do. So now I'm going to take a napkin, and I'm going to dip it in a bit of vinegar. Wring it out. Make sure you don't get the vinegar in your butter, and I'm just going to wipe the top of the jar. Now what I do, after I've done that, I do it again. But I do it with a napkin with nothing on it. And I'll just wipe that again, wipe that vinegar off. Make sure there's no cracks. Get my lug lid. And these you press down. There's no finger tight here, you just crank these down. So we crank these down. Beautiful. That now goes into my warm canner. Now I'm going to get the rest done and then I'll come back. So all the jars are in the canner. So I've got 3, 6, 9. That's great. So I'll put the lid on now and I'll let it come up to a steady stream of steam. After that, I'll time it 10 minutes and then I'll bring you back. So now I have a steady stream of steam and I'm going to let this vent for 10 minutes. So my canner has been venting for 10 minutes and now I will put on my jiggler and the little nipple on the side has popped up and now we wait for it to come up to pressure. For my elevation, it is 10 pounds. Once it's reached 10 pounds, I will time it for 75 minutes. These are pint jars, 75 minutes. So I've taken my jars out of the canner and now they will sit here and cool down for about half hour, 30 minutes, and then what you have to do is you need to start shaking them because as you can see, the milk solids are separate from the butter fat. So they need to be shaken at least every half hour until they are totally cool and you notice that there's no more separation. I had a look inside my canner and there was no siphoning. The water is lovely and clear. So that was great. They've already just about sealed. So I'm just going to give these a few more minutes. You can see this one over here. I think you can see him. He was still bubbling away. No. So I'll just wait a few more minutes before I start shaking them. Now the jars have cooled down just a little bit and I've started shaking them. So you'll have to do this for the next few hours. Now you can see here, this one here, there the milk solids are all down the bottom. So give it a good shake. Then put it down and go ahead and do the rest. So this one, the jars are not that hot now, so you can pick them up. Once, if they're too hot, just wait. So there you go. That's another one. This one here, this one feels still a bit hot, but we'll give them a shake. And this is going to take several hours. This is the part that a lot of people don't like. So yeah, it's a bit hard filming it and shaking at the same time. The film's probably shaking. So I'm going to continue doing that and I'll show you the end result. So they're much cooler to handle now and I have been shaking them and you can see that they're not separating. But it's not done yet, so I will have to continue doing that. So I'm just letting them rest just for a few minutes and then I will pick them up and just keep shaking them. So there's been a whole lot of shaking going on around here with this butter and I'm very pleased to say that it's done. See, no more separation. Absolutely beautiful. And it's thickened up. There you go. Have a look. Beautiful. And they look lovely. So now these will get washed tomorrow morning and I'll label them and they'll go on my shelf and they will last 5 years. Now I'm not going to stop there. Next time I'm at the shops I will pick up some more butter, put it in my freezer. When I have enough to do another batch, I will be doing another batch because prices are just going to keep going up and up. So really pleased this is done. Now when you're shaking them, guys, just keep doing it because you might feel like, oh, this is never ending. It's not going to all blend together, but it does. It does. And just be patient and persevere with it, and you'll be really pleased that you did. So this is another item that I'm very pleased to put away, and these will get put away. The last time I made the butter, we used it, and so I didn't have much put away, and because I do like to rotate my stock. But the way things are going in the world, guys, be prepared and get some food put away. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.